Hello everybody, Dr. Darok here, and welcome to a mod review for the Magical Crops mod by Mark719. Now, if you'd like to follow Mark on Twitter, it's at MarkDCUK, and the Magical Crops mod, well, this mod is, quite frankly, amazing. Basically, it will allow you to grow pretty much any resource in the game, including tons of mod support. There's lots of things that you can do with the Magical Crop mod. But before we get to the meat and potatoes, the main part of the mod down there, I'm going to go over some things really quickly. Now, if you'd like to skip that, there are some nifty annotations along the side of the screen that will allow you to skip to various parts of the mod review. And basically, the intent is to go over pretty much every feature in the entire Magical Crops mod. Okay, so first of all, this mod adds a few different types of seeds that are dropped whenever you're breaking grass. Grape, cucumber, chili, blackberry, blueberry, tomato, sweet corn, strawberry, raspberry, sugarcane, and very rarely essence seeds. Now, we'll get more into what essence does later, but for the time being, we're just going to cover these foods. This will only take a minute or two. Now, these are all fully grown. If you'd like to see them in various stages of growth, all you've got to do is download the mod for yourself and install it, find them, and plant them. Yep. I'm going to make you do it. All of these crops are pretty useful, especially for early game, for keeping yourself fed. Adds a bunch of different types of food. They can also be processed in several different ways. So the sugarcane crop gives you 4 sugar canes every time it grows, and you can grow it with bone meal, unlike regular sugarcane. So that's a little bit different. Let's go ahead and replant this as regular sugarcane over here. Now, these essence crops, they drop essence dust. And, of course, they do drop the seeds again, so you can replant them. Most of these do drop their seeds, so they can be replanted. And they also occasionally drop more than one seed, so you can expand your farm just by replanting them. Now, they can be processed in several ways, and there's a bunch of new foods added by this mod. Here's all of the food crops from the aforementioned crop seeds that you can find from grass. Now, using a juicer... let's hit R for recipe here. You can actually, this juice squeezer, just like this, you can actually put the juice from these foods into glass bottles, okay? And that actually makes them slightly better. I don't have quite enough hunger down here to show you, to demonstrate, but that's okay. No big deal. Anyways, so yeah, blackberry, blueberry, grape, raspberry, and strawberry and tomato can all be made into juice, and it also gives you the ability to juice carrots, apples, and watermelons from vanilla Minecraft. Finally, it adds raw lamb and raw calamari as drops to sheep and squids, respectively. You can cook those into cooked lamb and cooked calamari. You can also make beef, chicken, lamb, and pork into stackable stews, just like this. You need sweet corn and a tomato for each, as well as the cooked version of whatever food you want to make in the stew. Very easy. Finally, magical food is made by combining Essence of Nature, which we'll get into later, with any of these crops from this top row here that you can grow using magical crops. Okay, so... you're probably wondering by now what this essence dust is. In order to get started in the Magical Crops mod, and I hope I've laid this out in the most reasonable way possible, from early game to late game, and finally the purely cosmetic things are at the very end just because they're not very relevant to gameplay, other than for building and cosmetic purposes. But you'll need to find some of this essence ore. You can find it in the overworld, and it'll drop anywhere between 3 and 5 essence dust, if I remember correctly, and that's pretty good. So you'll need a bunch of this stuff. You will need truckloads of this stuff. But yeah, you can also find it in the Nether. The Nether essence ore actually yields slightly more essence dust, I believe up to 6, and that's without fortune. So yeah, you can get quite a lot of it very quickly. Now, in order to get started, you're going to need essence dust as well as a diamond or an emerald to create an infusion stone. So why don't I just take this diamond, put it in here, and show you the recipe to create the weak infusion stone. Now, this is the most basic infusion stone, but it gives you a very powerful ability, the ability to start using magical crops by turning your essence dust into weak essence. Okay, now, oops, I didn't mean to drop that. Whoops. So the weak essence can then be used to create coal seeds or dye seeds, as well as water, fire, earth, or air seeds. Okay, it can also be used to infuse iron into an infused ingot, but we'll get into that later. Okay, so yeah, this is pretty much what you need to start: either a diamond or an emerald and some essence dust. Let's just keep my inventory clean here. Okay, just like this. Perfect. Now, this is the aforementioned crops. This is basically what we'll call tier 1 crops. Okay, the air crop, water crop, earth, fire, coal, and dye. Now, let's go ahead and harvest these, and we'll take a look at what you can do with them. Okay, and now these various magical crops, you can rarely, well, I wouldn't say rarely, but occasionally they'll drop 2 seeds, allowing you to expand your farm. I don't have room for expansion right here, so I'm just going to discard those. But yeah, keep your eye open for how many times I do get a second seeds during this video, and you'll see that it's not really the most common thing. Also, you'll notice that I've just found an essence of nature. Now, we'll get into what those do later, but for now, what you really need to know is that the essence of nature can be gotten from any of the magical crops. Okay, as a secondary drop in addition to the seeds and the essence. Now, you'll see that each of these crops dropped an essence. These essences can be used for various things. They can be crafted into all sorts of different resources. So, I want to go over these elemental crops. These ones are called elemental crops, just these 4. And I want to go over those first. After that, we're going to go over these magical crops, which are coal, dye, and the rest of them. And later on, we're going to learn about soul crops as well. Okay, so this is very easy. The essence of air can be used to make feathers. It's also used in making the infused feather, which is going to be very important late game. And with essence of air and essence of water, you can create a snowball. So that's very useful. Next up, essence of water can be used to refill your buckets on the go with water. It can also be used for the Charm of the Ocean, which is a very end game item, and we'll go over that later. Then you've got essence of water and essence of earth to make oak leaves. You can make all 4 varieties of vanilla leaves using this, as well as snowballs, which we discussed already, and you can also combine it with earth to get clay. Now, that's a pretty useful recipe, especially if you spawn in a biome that does not have clay nearby. This can help you get clay early game without traveling all over the place. Okay, so once you get enough of the essences from tier 1 crops, you'll be able to upgrade your infusion stone. Okay, so we're going to take our weak infusion stone here, and I just want to show you something. These do not substitute for each other, so you can't use like one of one and another of another. You've got to use 8 of the same essence. Any of these essences will work from tier 1, so let's just go ahead and show you that using the recipe. Whoops, wrong recipe. Okay, so using the recipes button, you'll see I can make the regular infusion stone with essence of coal, dye, water, fire, earth, or air. Okay, I just decided to use coal for this example. All right, so you'll take your weak infusion stone, surround it with essence of coal, and create a regular infusion stone. But you may notice it does not consume your weak infusion stone to do this. Okay, let's go ahead and get rid of this stuff. Grab this and these. Okay, so this next infusion stone, the regular infusion stone, can turn your weak essence, 4 of them, into regular essence. And by now, I think you're starting to understand exactly why you're going to need tons and tons of this essence, because there are several different types. Let me go ahead and just do one of these numbers here. Pull up only magical crops items in NEI, and you'll see that there's essence dust, weak essence, regular essence, strong essence, and extreme essence. Now, extreme essence actually takes, let's see here, hold on. So this is 4. 4 of these makes this. So 16 essence dust in this, 64 essence dust in strong essence, and 4 stacks of essence dust to create one single extreme essence. Okay, so it gets pretty time consuming to mine all this stuff, which is why it's very useful to hopefully find some essence seeds. Now, essence seeds, whether you can, if you're a server owner, essence seeds can also be disabled in the config, whether they drop from grass or not. So that's just an interesting factoid. Now, before we move on to the next tier of crops, which is actually a surprisingly small tier of crops, we're going to go over what this is. This is magical fertilizer. Okay, now magical fertilizer can be made using essence of nature as well as bone meal and a diamond. So that makes 4 magical fertilizer with 4 essence of nature, 4 bone meals, and 1 diamond. And basically, the magical fertilizer is the only way to instantly grow these crops. Bone meal does not work on magical crops. It does work on these crops, all except for the essence crop down at the end, but it does not work on the magical crops or the elemental crops or the soul crops, which we'll get to later. Okay, so also you may notice I've been using some of these blocks. You might not know what they are, but we'll get to that later. They're basically just purely cosmetic. Very interesting, though. You're going to love them whenever I get to them at the end of the video, or you can skip there if you want, but you're not going to learn much. So this is essence of obsidian. I just broke the obsidian crop. This is redstone. Okay, as you can see, I just got a second redstone seed. This is glowstone. And you'll notice that the glowstone actually just dropped me a weak essence. Okay, so that's another thing that these crops can do, is they can occasionally drop you a weak essence, which will extremely help quite a lot in making sure that you have enough essence to continue making new and better crops. Okay, now there's some special properties about the essence of obsidian and the essence of glowstone that you're going to need to know about, as well as the essence of redstone. So let me go ahead and take a look at these for you. The essence of redstone, 8 of them can be made into 24 redstone, and you might be saying, well, it's just redstone. That's not that impressive. But I would usually agree with you there. However, redstone can be useful for all sorts of different mods, and it means you don't have to go mining to obtain it. You can grow it in a farm, like in the safety of your home, you know? So, next up, essence of glowstone, and this glowstone dust is, you get 12 glowstone dust from 8 essence of glowstone. You can also make these various cosmetic things, but you can also make essence lamps out of essence blocks and a glowstone, essence of glowstone in the center. Okay, so in order to make essence lamps, that's what you're going to need. Okay, I think that's it for glowstone. Now, obsidian is a really cool one. The obsidian, obviously, 8 of them makes 8 obsidian. That's not that exciting. But what is exciting is that you can actually infuse the obsidian into wool and planks and various other things and make them fireproof and explosion proof, and we will go over and demonstrate that later in the video, okay, near the end, but because I consider it mostly a cosmetic thing. But yeah, there's that. And then you'll also need essence of obsidian along with essence of gold to make the infused diamonds, which can be used for armor and tools and all sorts of cool things that I will also show you later in the video. So we'll get around to all that fun stuff later on, for the most part. So right now, let's go ahead and I'm going to take a look at how to upgrade your infusion stone once again. So as you can see, once you've obtained 8 essences from this tier, okay, you're going to need to take your regular infusion stone, which is just slightly green down in this corner, and put 8 essences around it. Again, they all have to be the same essence. And you'll create the strong infusion stone, which has just slightly more green on it than this does. And again, you will not consume your regular infusion stone in this process. Now, there's something at this point that I should really note, and that is that the weak infusion stone can only do essence dust to weak essence. The regular infusion stone can only do weak essence to regular essence. It cannot transform essence dust. So until you get the master infusion stone, which is the final infusion stone, you need to hold on to pretty much all of these in order to convert your dust into weak, into regular, etc., etc., okay? Because each one only does one stage of transformation. Okay, so the next tier you can see is fairly large. Okay, and all of these can be made with strong essence. Strong essence is made just like this with four regular essence, okay? And strong essence can be used for all sorts of seeds. Now, I haven't really gone over the seed recipes very much. Mostly, I'm going to assume that if you are playing a mod pack with Magical Crops, you're going to have the ability to use NEI and look up these recipes. But for the most part, it's seeds in the middle with 4 essence and 4 of whatever material you're trying to grow. Gold, blaze, etc., etc., and so on and so on. There is one exception in this tier, which is the experience seeds. You need a gas tier, ender pearl, magma cream, and blaze rod. We'll get to that in just a minute. Okay, so yeah, let me go ahead and show you these. This is the iron crop. You break that, it'll give you essence of iron. Here's the gold crop. Here is the lapis lazuli crop, which is just incredible. The ender crop, which as you can tell, this looks kind of like an ender pearl, which is very neat. Just very neat. Next up is the nether crop. As you can tell, that looks a little bit like nether rack, which is just that's just cool right there. I got a second nether seed. Okay, and then there's the experience crop and the blaze crop. Okay. Okay, so before I go over the other ones, I want to go over the essence of experience first. Now, the essence of experience, you take 8 of them, and it'll make you an experience drop. You just right-click on that, and it'll give you 40 experience. Also, it can be made into all of these cosmetic things, just like usual, but that's not really that important. It can also be used to make the next tier of Infusion Stone, the Master or the Extreme Infusion Stone. All right, so those are pretty interesting uses, but for the most part, that's just for getting you experience. The next thing we want to look at is the essence of iron, which 8 of those turns into 8 iron ore. Not iron ingots, but actually iron ore, which means that you can say if you have another mod with a grinder, you can process it into dust and get 16 iron ingots in the end out of that, or something like that, just as an example, okay? And that's the only use for that, except for the other various cosmetic things. Then, essence of lapis lazuli can be 8 of them turns into 12 lapis, okay? Essence of gold, 8 of them turns into 5 gold ore, which again could be the equivalent of 10 gold ingots if you're processing, and is also used for the infused diamond, okay? Next up, the essence of ender, right? You can turn that into ender pearls. You can also turn it into end portal, believe it or not, which is pretty amazing. And you can also turn it into end stone. Okay, so 4 into 8 end stone. So yeah, quite versatile, the essence of ender. It can be used for quite a few different things. Next up, essence of nether. You can turn that into nether quartz, nether wart, nether brick, soul sand, or nether rack, okay, which is just super useful. There are a ton of uses for the essence of nether, okay, and that's just great. Next up, the essence of blaze can be turned into blaze rods, and I think that's it. Yeah. Just blaze rods. So the essence of blaze, 8 of them turns into 3 blaze rods. Okay, so there we go. That's that. Let me clear some inventory space over here. Goodbye essence, goodbye essence, goodbye essence. Okay, next up, these are soul seeds. Okay, so as you can tell, each of these crops has the word soul in the name. That looks kind of creepy. But this is a cow soul crop. Okay, now you break this. That looks that essence of the cow looks kind of like leather. Huh, how interesting. I wonder what you can use it to make. So you can use it to make leather, but you can also use it to fill your buckets with essence, milk. Why did I say essence? I'm confused. Anyways, the last thing you can do with it is create, well, you can also make raw beef. But the most important thing you can do with these soul crops, for the most part, is you can create bottles of enchanting. 3 bottles of enchanting per 9 soul essence. Okay, now here's the cool part. All of these are interchangeable. Unlike whenever you're upgrading your infusion stone, basically you can take any 9 soul essence, put them in a crafting table, and get a bottle of enchanting. Okay, so that is super useful for getting your levels up, and is probably slightly more useful than the experience crop, but it's also more expensive to have a bunch of these. Next up is the creeper soul crop, and I just really hope that this plant does not explode whenever I hit it. Okay, good. Okay, we're safe. Whew! Alright, so the essence of the creeper is pretty cool. You can use it for gunpowder, but you can also combine it with essence of the skeleton and various dyes to create all of the vanilla music discs. Okay, so you don't have to hunt the music discs. You can also create a creeper head out of 4 essence of the creeper, as well as make the bottles of enchanting, as we've already discussed. Next up, magma soul seeds and essence of the magma. Although in this version, this is misspelled. Magama. Essence of the magama. Anyways, sorry, Mark. I had to do it. Magma seed essence can basically be turned into magma cream. Boom. That's it. Next up, skeleton soul crop. Okay. And as you might expect, from the bone-like shape of this essence, you can turn 3 of them into 10 bones. It also, as we've already discussed, combines with essence of the creeper to create all of these different music discs, and similar to the creeper, you can make skeleton skulls out of it. Okay, next up, slime soul crop. Now, this one's kind of unique. Hey, look, I got a second. This one's kind of unique because you can make slime balls, but you can also make these essence clouds. And these essence clouds are bouncy blocks that I consider mostly aesthetic, so we will discuss them later. But yeah, it's down there. We'll talk about it whenever we get there. Next up, spider soul crop. Okay, and look at that. That looks kind of like a spider web. Oh, look, I got an extra. Woo! Oh, no! No! I did the thing with the dirt and the jump. Why did I do that? Why? Anyways, the essence of the spider can be used to make string, spider eyes, and obviously bottles of enchanting. Okay, so unfortunately, the essence picture is slightly misleading, and it does not allow you to create cobwebs. But if you, say, wanted to use a mod that lets you make custom recipes, you could totally do that. Next up, finally, we've got Essence of the Ghast, which is the last essence in this tier. And I know this was a huge tier with lots and lots of things. It's even bigger once I get to the mod crops. Now, I may or may not have mentioned this already, but so far we're only doing crops that are available to use with just magical crops and no additional mods. Okay? So we're basically calling these vanilla magical crops. So yeah, Essence of the Ghast can be used to make ghast tears and bottles of enchanting. So yeah, let's go ahead and clear this stuff out. Boom, boom, boom. Okay, perfect. Sorry, I've got, you may notice I have inventory tweaks on, as well as what am I looking at. Actually, this is the beginning of a mod pack that I'm creating that's focused around magical crops, Thaumcraft, Ars Magica, a couple of other things that integrate with magical crops for the most part. So hopefully that'll be done soon, just for like regular viewers of my channel. Also, I haven't plugged my channel. Make sure to go to my channel and subscribe. I do stuff like this, and I do Let's Plays of modded Minecraft. Very fun. Okay, so next up is the 4th tier of the Infusion Stone. We're finally getting there. We're getting to the end of the Infusion Stone upgrading process. And as I've mentioned, see, this is the Extreme Fusion Stone. I made that out of gold essence. Now, as I have hopefully mentioned, I'm trying to do this in the most logical order possible, so I'm doing all of these in the progression order as if you were actually playing. So hopefully you could watch this and get some sort of idea of how to progress through this mod whenever you want to play it. Okay? So this is the Extreme Essence. This is the best form of Essence. As I mentioned, it is equivalent to 4 stacks of Essence Dust. That is 256 Essence Dust in 1 inventory space. and it can be used for lots of things, including these high-end charms, which we'll go over very shortly, the infused feather, diamond seeds, emerald seeds, and wither seeds. Okay, there's a lot of other things that you can use it for, but those are the things that we're going over right now. So diamond crop, very awesome, looks amazing. The essence just looks amazing, and obviously you can make that into diamonds. It can also be used to make all of these various essence blocks and different things that are mainly aesthetic. These, by the way, are emerald essence lamps, so just in case you were curious, they're essence lamps made out of this stuff, which is essence of emerald. Okay, so essence of emerald, basically just used to make emeralds and aesthetic stuff. But, you know, hey, emeralds are nice too. Emeralds are awesome. Especially some mods really place high value on, emeralds. So it can be very useful in conjunction with other mods. Finally, for this tier, we've got the Wither Soul crop. And this is a soul crop. These two are magical crops. This one's a soul crop. Okay, and this looks just like a bone of a wither skeleton. All right, and if I hit you on this, you'll see that I can, with 8 of these, I can make a wither skeleton skull. So you can now grow wither skeleton skulls once you have, well, I guess you need 4, technically. See, if I break this again, you'll see, can I... Oh, okay, I can't bring up the recipe on that. But I can bring it up over here. So if I go to Wither Soul Seeds and press R, you'll see that it takes 4 Wither Skeleton Skulls and 4 Extreme Essence. But once you have all that, you'll be able to pretty much just farm more Wither Skulls without going to the Nether. Finally, look at this, Diamond Essence Bricks and Diamond Essence Lamps. This is quite brilliant. Look at how beautiful this is. Finally, we've got the Master Infusion Stone. The Master Infusion Stone is made with an Extreme Infusion Stone in conjunction with either 8 Diamond Essence or 8 Emerald Essence. Only Diamond or Emerald. There's no alternative there. Okay, so this is the Master Infusion Stone. Once you have the Master Infusion Stone, you can get rid of your other stones. You won't need them anymore. The Master Infusion Stone can do it all. Okay, the Master Infusion Stone also is the only one able to make this Essence Orb, which as of the version that I'm using is only a work in progress. It may be a different story in the betas that are available, but they haven't been updated in a very long time at this point, so I'm not that worried about that. I'm just going for the official release right now. Okay, so all of that stuff is done. Let's go ahead, get this stuff out of my inventory. I don't need it right now. Next thing we want to go over... these are what I call potion crops, and there's a few of them: fire resistance, water breathing, strength, regeneration, night vision, and speed. So let's say, where's regeneration? Okay, so recipe for the regeneration ones, these are all made out of strong essence and seeds, and 4 potions. Okay, so you can see I've got 4 potions of regeneration here, and I think... Those are the standard potions, okay? They're not lengthened or anything. / weather clear 100,000. Okay? And basically, long story short, these can be used... Well, let me just show you. Let's break this fire resistance crop, okay? So, replant it. Now, what I get is a fire resistance petal that... when consumed, will give me fire resistance for 20 seconds. That's amazing. Same thing for water breathing. Okay. Strength. Regeneration. Night vision. I got 2. And speed. Okay. So those are all very useful. But you know, you must be asking, but 20 seconds? That's not very long. What is there some way to upgrade them, some way to make them stronger? And the answer is yes. Okay, so once you get the petals, okay, you can take them and combine them. Here, let me show you. You can take them and combine them with a weak essence, the petal, and a water bottle to create a weak fire resistance potion from magical crops. And that will give you fire resistance for 1 minute. Okay, now if we go back... let's scroll up here. There's a weak version for each one. Okay, and then there is a regular version for each one, which lasts 5 minutes of fire resistance or water breathing or what have you. Then there's a strong version that lasts 15 minutes. And finally, there's an extreme version that lasts 25 minutes. Okay, so that is 25 minutes of night vision or 25 minutes of regeneration. Okay, now that is a little bit intense, but it's not as intense as it gets. The next thing, the final thing that I want to look at is the magical potion. Now, this is a weak magical potion. It's made out of one of each of these 6 magical potions. Okay, and it basically combines them all into one inventory space and gives you fire resistance, water breathing, strength 2, regeneration, night vision, and speed for 1 minute. But of course, it doesn't stop there. There is an extreme version made out of all 6 extreme versions of those potions. And it will give you all 6 of those buffs for 25 minutes. That is insane. That's literally like, I don't even know how to describe how insane that is. That's just insane. And you know what? I've got a thing right now. I've kind of got to run over here and get some food because I am super hungry. Okay, so now is a perfect time for me to show you what the magical food does that we discussed at the very beginning of the video. As you can see, it really, really boosts my hunger back basically to full. 6 hunger, it restores 6 whole shanks worth of hunger. And it also gives you regeneration 2 for a couple of seconds. So very useful, very awesome. And you guys are probably wondering by now, wow, that's a lot of crops. Is that all of the crops? No way. It is not even close to all of the crops. In fact, it's probably only half of them. Okay, now these crops are all crops that add compatibility between magical crops and other mods. For example, Industrial Craft, or Buildcraft, or Galacticraft, or Thaumcraft, or Ars Magica 2, etc., etc., Tinker's Construct, etc., Project Red, etc., etc. So there's lots of things here. I'm not going to go through all of the recipes for these. Most of them, like, for example, this copper. Hey, look, I got a second copper. Okay, so most of them are just like this. They're only used for one thing, and that is to make some ores and or ingots, one way or the other usually. And, yeah. So I don't really feel like I need to go over the recipes for each. I feel like it'd be a lot better to just go through them quickly. So here we go. Copper, tin, silver, lead, Certus quartz, sapphire, ruby, peridot, aluminum, force, cobalt, ardite, nickel, platinum, infused shard. I'm going to grab this actually. Uranium, oil, rubber, vintium, blue topaz, chimerite, moonstone, sunstone, iridium, yellorite, osmium, manganese, sulfur, and dark iron. Okay, so those are, well, there's just a lot of stuff there, and I'm sure that you guys have a ton of questions about all of those, but if you really want to know how to use them, you're going to have to download them. Download the mod, download the additional mods, such as big reactors for yellorite, and you're going to have to do it yourself, okay? I did, however, pull this Essence of Shards away for just a minute so that I can show you how this works. The Essence of Shards can be used to make shards from Thaumcraft. However, the exact way that you put them in the crafting grid will determine which shard you obtain from the crafting recipe. There's another one like this that I think I failed to go over at the very beginning, and that is the Essence of Dye, okay? And the Essence of Dye, where is it? Come on, I need my essences. Dye. Okay, the Essence of Dye is very similar. Ink sacs, you can pretty much get all of the dyes in the game depending on how you set up the essence in the crafting grid. Now here's a quick trick for you guys. If you want something like that, let's just give me this. Okay, so do I have? No, I don't. I don't have a crafting table. Okay, so crafting table. Yeah, let's do it. Hang on, I want to show you guys something. If you're using NEI, And this is going to be very useful if you do end up using something like the dye essence, etc., etc. If you're using NEI, you can just hover over this essence of dye, press U. You can go pick whichever one you want. Say you want magenta. Okay, you can hold Shift and click on this question mark, and it will put your essence of dye into the crafting grid as much as you can make, basically. Okay, so that is a quick tip for users of NEI who want to use magical crops, and hopefully everyone out there is using NEI if they're playing modded Minecraft, because it makes everything super easy. So next up, we've got armors. Okay, so the first thing I want to show you is this essence infused armor, Mark 1. Okay, so we're gonna take this out. We're gonna wear it real quick. So boom, 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 and boom. Okay, as you can see, it looks just like you'd imagine from the inventory pictures. Okay, and let's go ahead and I'm just going to grab helmets to compare. Okay, and the iron helmet and the essence infused helmet are identical in durability and protection. Okay, so see, I've got 1.5. Oh, no, wait. Actually, the essence... I'm sorry. The essence infused Mark 1 has slightly better protection and identical durability to iron, and it's also got higher enchantability than iron. Okay. Next up, we've got diamond boots and stuff, which is, you know, just plain vanilla Minecraft. But they're only there to compare to the essence infused. Okay, so the essence infused has slightly more durability than diamond, and basically the same protection. Okay, so yeah, it's good, but not great. It's basically diamond that lasts a little bit longer and has the enchantability of gold, believe it or not. Now, the recipes for these, let's just go ahead and show you. This is made out of infused ingots, which is iron and weak essence. Okay, this is made out of infused diamonds, which are diamonds, essence of obsidian, and essence of gold, okay, which is where the enchantability of gold comes from, okay. Now, the next one is a little bit more complicated. The recipe for that, you need to take the essence infused Mark II, okay, and surround it with extreme essence, and that'll make the essence infused Mark III. Now, these, as you can see from the bottom left corner down here, have tons of durability, and they are also slightly better at protecting you than diamond. So yeah, that's how that works, and it's also still got the enchantability of gold. Finally, we've got essence infused Mark IV, and if we look at the recipe for that, it's just Mark III plus an infused feather, which is a feather, 3 essence of air, and an extreme essence. Now, you're gonna love this. So I put on the essence infused helmet and I do a double jump and nothing happens. But if I put on the entire set, I can actually fly. Okay, so this is one of the end game benefits of magical crops, is that you gain the ability to fly. Okay, next up we've got tools and weapons. So essence infused, just like this, these are all basically just very slightly better than iron. And they're made out of the infused iron, essence infused iron, and yeah, so not much different from iron. These next ones are made out of the essence infused diamond, the infused diamond, and they're not much different from diamond. They're more enchantable, just like these are, etc., etc. Not too much to speak about here. I mean, they're slightly better than diamond, so if you can't quite upgrade to the next tier, they're worth making. But really, compared to the next tier, they are just nothing. Okay, so finally, we've got the third tier of infused tools. All right. Now, these are made using a regular diamond tool, blaze rod, infused diamonds, and extreme essence. Okay, so these are intense. This takes a lot of time to create, okay? But what it allows you to do, you'll see, this is unbreakable. So it's better than diamond, it's more enchantable than diamond, and it's unbreakable. It will never break, it does not have durability, it is unlimited usage, okay? This sword, same thing, +9 attack damage, so way better than diamond. Unbreakable. The axe, also unbreakable. The shovel, also unbreakable. The hoe is also unbreakable, and it tills a 3x3 area. Now, if you just regular right-click with it, it does not do that. You have to shift right-click, and ta-da! Hang on, let's do this. Yeah! We did it. We did it! Okay, so that's how that goes. Okay, and finally, tools. Finally, we've got the Essence Infused Bow. The Essence Infused Bow, it's a little bit different than the others. Hang on, let me go ahead and show you the recipe for the hoe, because it's important. But as I said, I've already described it. It's a hoe plus a rod, infused diamonds, and extreme essence. Totally unbreakable, tills a 3x3 area. I mean, you can make a 9x9 farm in 9 clicks. That's amazing. Okay. Finally, the infused bow here, the Essence Infused Bow, it is unbreakable and also has unlimited arrows. I don't have any arrows. You don't need arrows to shoot it. It just generates its own magical arrows out of essence or something, okay? And, like I said, totally unbreakable. Does not use durability, okay? So, pretty amazing stuff. Pretty amazing stuff. Next up, we're getting to the end here. We've got charms and more. So I'm gonna go ahead and pull out these charms, okay? And these charms have to be on your hotbar to work. They've got to be on your hotbar down here. But whenever you have them, they provide you with benefits. So the Charm of Poison will make you immune to poison, for example. I just throw this splash potion of poison. It does nothing. It does nothing. I'm completely poison immune. Okay? Next up, the Charm of the Ocean. It will give you night vision and water breathing whenever you're in the water. Okay? That's amazing. So you don't ever have to worry about running out of air ever again once you get the Charm of the Ocean. Next up is the Charm of the Flame. Now, the Charm of the Flame is a little bit unpredictable. Usually, now, it protects you from fire damage. It gives you fire resistance whenever you use it. However, it doesn't work whenever you jump into lava until after the first tick of damage. So, you'll take some damage. Of course, I didn't take much because I've got all this, armor on. Actually, I didn't take any because of all the armor. But yeah, you do take damage whenever you do this. I wonder if I can actually deal damage to myself. Holy smokes. This armor is amazing. Okay. So yeah, it protects you, basically. It's pretty awesome. If I take my armor off, you'll see that I do take damage. But of course, I can just walk through the lava after I take that initial damage and be fine because it gives me fire resistance for as long as I'm in that lava. Okay, let's go ahead and put this on because we're going to need this. Next up, the last charm is the Charm of the Wither. So if I just summon a Wither skeleton, you'll see it cannot inflict Wither on me. Hello, example, the Wither skeleton. So you'll see that it does not give me Wither at all. I don't get the Wither status, and in fact, I believe that you also take less damage. Oh, that's a necrotic bone from Tinker's Construct. I've got some Tinker's Construct in this mod pack. Okay, so those are the charms. There's also one more thing in here, the Essence Orb. Okay, and the Essence Orb is made just like this, with 4 Extreme Essence, 4 Eyes of Ender, and a Master Infusion Stone. It says work in progress. It says WIP, so it's probably not done. It may be in the beta, but as I said, I'm not doing betas here. And we're just going to go ahead and show you the recipes on these. Basically, the Essence Orb can be used to convert various items into essence dust, okay? So as you can see, wood logs will turn into 2 essence dust, rotten flesh will turn into 1 essence dust. Now you need 8 of them, of course. Now as you get more and more difficult to obtain items, it'll get better and better. This is mushroom block from Minecraft, obsidian, etc., etc. Wool goes at a 1-to-1 ratio to essence dust. So does soul sand. there's a few things you start going through here. You'll see some things that are actually really that are very interesting, like these music discs turn into 16 essence dust. So you can convert your creeper soul and skeleton soul crops back into essence dust and make more crops with them. As you can with many other things, such as diamonds, as well as emeralds and nether stars. One nether star turns into a stack of essence dust. So, by that logic, okay, an extreme essence is worth 4 nether stars, in a way, in one manner of speaking. Now, those numbers may need balanced still, which might be why the essence orb is still a work in progress. But yeah, that's just some simple facts, okay? So, next up, we're going to look at obsidian-infused items, okay? So, I've got stained clay here. And you can basically use obsidian essence on all varieties of stained clay, okay, all varieties of wool, all varieties of wood planks, all varieties of stone bricks, mossy stone bricks, chiseled stone bricks, and you can even use it for regular stone. Let me do this again. Hold on. You can even use it for regular stone, okay, so you can make explosion-proof stone, so to speak. So, we're just going to do some of this here. I'm going to do, like, this, okay? And, oh, you know what? Hey, I just learned that the essence-infused, is it just the boots or is it the whole set? Okay, the essence-infused boots give you the ability to walk up 1 block heights. And I just learned this. So, yeah, that's an amazing thing that you need to know, and I'm glad that now you do, okay? So, next up, I'm just gonna do this, okay? I'm gonna show you, how this works. So, usually, you may know that wool is usually very, very, it's easily flammable, okay? It can be burned up into nothing in no time. But, this wool, this special obsidian-infused wool, is actually as flame-resistant as obsidian itself, okay? Now, it's still very easy to break. You can still break it in, like, seconds, okay? But the important part is that it's completely flame-resistant and completely blast-proof. So, just like the blast shield from Mythbusters, totally blast-proof, absolutely no chance any explosion is gonna make it through this stuff, okay? So we're gonna have a fun experiment here. I'm gonna put this TNT down here and hit it with a flint and steel and stand right here. Ouch! Now it hit me, of course, because there was an explosion, but the blocks themselves were totally unharmed. And obviously I didn't take much damage because this armor is amazing. But yeah, so that's what's up with that. That's just amazing. Makes these things totally flame-proof, totally explosion-proof, and nothing can get through that stuff. Absolutely nothing. Okay. Finally, and I'm going to go ahead and switch to creative mode for this part, / game mode C, and clear out my inventory a little bit. Okay, and finally, we've got these aesthetic-only blocks, okay? So this is Essence Brick. Let me use middle click to pick that and show you the recipe for Essence Brick. That's just 8 stone bricks and any essence that is compatible. Now, compatible essences for almost all of these are diamond, coal, redstone, glowstone, iron, gold, lapis lazuli, blaze, emerald, ender, obsidian, and experience, okay? The recipe is the same for all of them, except you substitute out the appropriate essence. Next up, we've got essence blocks. Now, essence blocks are very similar. It's just 8 stone around 1 essence. Okay, again, diamond, coal, redstone, glowstone, iron, etc., etc. Okay. Next up, we've got essence glass, and I love the way essence glass looks. This stuff is awesome looking. It is just the best variety of translucent. It is amazing looking, and I love it. So that, as you may have predicted, is 8 glass around an essence of any type that is compatible. Next up, we've got essence lamps, and you sort of saw the recipe for these earlier. It's essence blocks surrounding a glowstone essence. Okay, so diamond essence blocks around essence of glowstone makes diamond essence lamps. And if it were night, you would notice that these produce light. And in fact, why don't I go ahead /time set night, okay? And you'll see those produce light, as do these. Actually, it looks like, or maybe I'm crazy. Either way, these are basically like fancier versions of glowstone or glowstone lamps, redstone lamps, whatever you want to call them. Okay, and they're just also awesome. Okay, next up, this one is interesting, and I think you're gonna like it. Okay, this is Essence Cloud. Now, Essence Cloud is made with 2 essence of something that's compatible and 2 essence of the slime. Compatible. Now, there's a few holes in this, like it's not compatible with glowstone or iron. So let me just go through these: diamond, coal, redstone, gold, lapis, blaze, emerald, and obsidian. Okay, and they're all made pretty much the same as the diamond one are. So they have /time set day for the, yeah, there we go. Okay, so they have a very interesting effect. If you walk onto Gold Essence Cloud, or any Essence Cloud, it will bounce you, okay? Now, if you stay perfectly still and don't walk forward or in any direction, you won't get bounced. But as soon as you walk, you'll get bounced. The only way to prevent it is to hold shift and walk over them, okay? So I can see plenty of uses for this in secret entrances. So, you know, boom, you get bounced and you go up to the next floor, but the only way to get to the secret entrance is to hold shift and walk through like a hidden wall or something. There's like a tripwire or something at the end of the pad or whatever. So yeah, all sorts of things I can imagine that you can come up with from that. And obviously, it does prevent fall damage. However, so does the flight armor, the armor that allows you to, you know, fly. So obviously I didn't die on impact whenever I walked off of these, but if you're not wearing this super Mark IV essence infused armor, you will. Also, I don't think I've given a shot of this. Check that out. That looks pretty nifty. I mean, it looks kind of plain, but at the same time, just very vanilla. It's got a very vanilla feel to it. And I think that's super nifty. Okay, so next up we've got infused stone bricks, which again come in pretty much every color that you can imagine. Chiseled stone bricks, and wood planks. So you can get bricks and wood planks and these things in all of those colors. Let's go ahead and go through the recipes for those really quickly. Stone bricks are just like this, okay? And then chiseled stone bricks, just like this. Bricks, same thing. And wood planks, exactly the same, okay? And again, you can use that with essence of coal, or essence of redstone, essence of gold, essence of ender, okay? So you've got a lot of things to choose from there. And that's it for the Magical Crops mod, everybody. Thank you so much to Mark. Again, let me plug his Twitter. It's @MarkDCUK. Okay, and if you'd like to follow me on Twitter, you can. It's @DocMinesalot, DocMinesalot. Okay, and yeah, Mark719 made an awesome mod with the Magical Crops mod. It's been a little over 6 months, I think, since the last time the beta was updated, the public beta was updated, so I'm not sure if it's still in development or if Mark just has real-life things getting in the way. I mean, I know as a video creator, as a content creator for YouTube, real life gets in the way all the time, so I don't blame him if real life has gotten in the way and slowed down development, such as a job. My longtime subscribers would know that I have a job that gets in the way and is slowing down my video production. So yeah, I mean, I used to make videos a lot more whenever I was unemployed and or in college. Or in high school even. I've been making videos for quite some time. But I used to make a lot more videos, and yeah, real life gets in the way. So I don't blame you, Mark, if real life has gotten in the way of things and slowed down your development. I feel for you, actually, if that's the case. So good luck, Mark, with everything Magical Crops related. I hope that you and everybody else has enjoyed. Once again, let's just fly past all this stuff and give you a quick reminder of everything that we've gone over, because there was a ton of content in this mod. I mean, over 50 different crops. Over 50. I didn't count them because there are so many, but over 50 different crops. Tons of crops. Look at all these crops for mod compatibility. Okay, that's amazing. Like, these ones. These Cobalt. Oops. Oh, no, I'm in creative mode. In creative mode. Okay, good job, Chris. Okay, so these ones, Ardite. These Ardite seeds. This is amazing. Like, you can make Ardite ore from Tinker's Construct. I don't know who, I mean, maybe not everyone out in this audience has used Tinker's Construct before, but that's amazing. Ardite ore can usually only be found in the Nether, okay? It is amazing that you can make Ardite ore just by getting enough of it to create a magical crop and planting it in your garden. This is the best farming mod, okay, that I have ever seen. And this is, in fact, my second full mod review of the Magical Crops mod. I don't know if you knew that or not. I actually, it's been since March of 2014 since I made the mod review for Magical Crops, I do believe. And it currently has over 50,000 views, because this is a super popular mod, and it has just been, like, one of the best mods out there. I've loved this mod ever since I did the first mod review, and as I mentioned earlier, I am making a mod pack mostly based around Magical Crops. It actually started because I decided to add a bunch of the mods that are compatible with Magical Crops in so that I could use some of the recipes as examples for this very video. So I'd like you all to thank this video for inspiring me to create a mod pack. And I'd also like you to, if you can go to the watch page for this video and click that thumbs up button and leave me a like and let me know that you enjoyed this mod review, I would greatly appreciate it. So yeah, this has been Dr. Darroch. Whoa, I just got flung in the air. This has been Dr. Darroch with a full mod review of the Magical Crops mod, and thank you for watching, and I will see you guys next time for another mod review and or another Let's Play or other awesome things. I do all sorts of stuff on my channel, so make sure you subscribe if you're new, and thanks for watching!